And I now give the floor to the Russian Federation. Mr. President, we're grateful to the Special Representative of the Secretary General, head of MONUSCO, Binta Keita, for her informative briefing. We're also grateful to the Permanent Representative of Niger, Abdul Abari, for his report about the activity of the 1533 Sanctions Committee. We're also grateful to Marie-Madeleine Kalala for her statement. We welcome the participation of the Permanent Representative of the DRC in this meeting. The situation in the eastern and northeastern regions of the DRC remains complex. We're worried about the increase in violence and the number of victims among the civilian population. One of the main sources of the threat to security remains the group Allied Democratic Forces. We're carefully monitoring the development of events in the provinces of Ituri and northern Kivu, where, starting in May, a state of siege has been in effect. We hope that the government will be able to restore control over the security situation in the area. This will make it possible to ensure the strengthening of state institutions on the ground, improving humanitarian and socioeconomic situation, resolving intercommunal conflicts, and implementing, with the support of MONUSCO, the program of disarmament, demobilization, and social reintegration of former combatants. The problem of the illegal exploitation of natural resources by insurgents is as acute as ever. It is used by illegal armed groups to finance their activity. It's essential to bring this situation under control and ensure transparency in this area. We highly value the successful cooperation of the Congolese armed forces and MONUSCO, which could serve as an example for the leadership of certain other UN missions in developing their relationship with the host country. In this connection, we note the efforts of Binta Keita to build a cooperative relationship between MONUSCO and the government on the ground, which creates a very positive atmosphere, which is so essential. We welcome the creation in October of a coordination center together with the armed forces of the DRC, as well as strengthening the Force Intervention Brigade. We listened with consternation about the humanitarian situation. In particular, the sad is the statistics according to which the humanitarian reaction plan has only been financed to the tune of 34%, especially given the increase in the number of IDPs. There's no doubt that additional efforts are necessary to combat a common tragedy, the coronavirus pandemic, as well as the intermittent flare-ups of Ebola. In working on the draft of the Security Council on extending the mandate of MONUSCO, we will take into account the transitional plan for a gradual drawdown of the troop levels that has been developed together with Kinshasa and its exit from the country. In implementing this document, it's important to assess the situation on the ground. Now, our position of principle is that it will be impossible to achieve a long-term normalization in the DRC through exclusively military means. It's essential to continue work on fully implementing the Peace and Security and Cooperation Framework Agreement in the eastern regions of the DRC and the Great Lakes region. We also welcome the steps by President Felix Tshisekedi and the neighbors of DRC on normalizing the situation in the Great Lakes region. One of the key areas here is expanding cooperation between countries in the region in the security sphere. In this connection, we'd like to stress the importance of coordinating actions, especially taking into account the factor of the presence on the ground of peacekeepers in joint operations against illegal armed groups. Thank you very much. I thank the representative of the Russian Federation